Teofimo Lopez is proof that mental health is a serious topic. Let's talk.
Push the weight and no flex. Flex alive is one in the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You were running, motherfucker, high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker, never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga, boof. I'm an 88 pack nigga, boof. I mean, day walking, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Love that jazz. It evens me out when I do these short videos. Listen, it's no secret that there's something not right with this kid, Teofimo Lopez, the kid on the left. If clout chasing was a person, you see his picture. Where do I begin? Well, I'll begin with this picture right here. This is a picture he took with Bud Crawford. I don't know how long ago it was. But this kid is calling out Terrence Bud Crawford when he has an entire universe that he needs to clean up surrounding him. This kid has work to do. And he's not doing it. And see, the thing is, Teofimo, you don't move the needle enough, man. You don't have enough star power. You don't have enough fans that are going to stand in the pocket and justify everything you're trying to do. They're going to hold you accountable for what you should be doing. You got work to do, man. Here's the deal. Right now, as it stands, in dog years, Bud Crawford is an old man. So he reserves the right to pursue whatever he wants to pursue. I understand that the rematch between him and Errol Spence has fallen through. That's the last news I've heard. I haven't spoken on that because I'm not sure how true that is. I'm not sure. You know, it's boxing. Things are always subject to change. So now he's not held to the responsibility of not doing anything else but fight Errol Spence. That was the last thing I've heard. I don't know how true that is. But if that is indeed the case, he has options. He has options. He can pursue a fight with Boots, who now ended up with his belt. He can do that, you know, or he can pursue a payday and go after the Canelo fight. And I know Canelo saying, hey, man, you know, what props am I going to get for beating on a welterweight? You know, my answer to that is Abney Yildirim. Uh-oh. Whoa! Go! Okay, well, there goes that. There goes that. So, again, I think Bud at 168 versus Canelo is actually a reality. But what's not a reality is him versus Teofimo Lopez. Why? Because that is a step backwards. This kid he's always had an inflated sense of what type of star he is. To the point where it's embarrassing. Do y'all remember the pic of him in the picture after Canelo won undisputed versus Caleb Plant? He gets full credit for that fight. Canelo gets full credit for that fight. He won undisputed that night, and he's taking pictures with his 4 belts that he won fair and square. And he's in his moment taking pictures. And enter Teofimo Lopez with his 3 belts in franchise. I'll say it again. With his 3 belts in franchise WBC. He was never undisputed. Don't believe what you write. That's why we're here speaking on things like that. He was never undisputed. He had 3 belts in a franchise status, courtesy of Mauricio Sillyman in the WBC. A status that was not transferable until he asked for it. They're changing rules right in front of us. This kid was never undisputed. Devin Haney had the real WBC strap, and when we thought we was going to get a classic fight between Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney, what did he do? He started running around saying that he was undisputed, and then got in the ring and lost to George Kambosos. And then the excuses started coming about. Oh, my throat collapsed and exploded, and my lungs looked like prunes, and Teofimo Sr.'s talking about my son could have died. No, your son is going to die if he gets the attention of Bud. And trust me, it'll be Bud Crawford throwing him a bone. Your kid, Teo Sr., your kid is not a star like that. And here's what's horrible. Teofimo is really good as a fighter. You never heard me say that this kid was trash. I just don't like the movements outside the ring. It was the same thing with Bud. I didn't understand his business moves, but he got what he wanted. Him and Errol sat down and got it done, and he won in dominating fashion. He won. Bottom line. And now, hey, this kid go clout chasing. Bud has options, and you're not part of that option. I read what your father said, that Bud don't want to lose to my son, and listen. Let me be very clear. Bud beats and batters Teofimo Lopez. Make Teofimo Lopez look like he never fought a day in his life. Now, normally I'll say, if you don't believe me, make the fight. But he hasn't done a thing to deserve a fight with Bud. Y'all don't like that, do you? Guess what? It's true. You know why? Because he has activity around him. I'm talking about Teo now. He has activity around him. First of all, I don't like the fact that you ain't even trying to run it back with George Kambosos. Let's start there. That man embarrassed you. You almost had him out in round 10, but you didn't get it done. But the man dropped you in the first round. I'm not hearing your throat collapsing and your lungs shriveling up. I don't want to hear it. Run it back. You didn't do it. You ducked Devin Haney. You're still ducking him. You're pricing yourself out. You tried to you revealed that the WBC and the WBO the hit was out on him, on Devin Haney. And y'all were trying to freeze Devin Haney out. Wait a minute. For those of you that are here for the first time, you don't believe me? This is 2018, Teofimo Lopez. Listen carefully.
Hey, Devin Haney made a comment, trying to make whatever it is. But at the end of the day, Devin, you don't know. The WBC is not going to have you, even if you do the competition, they're not going to have you fight for the title. You can get mad at everything. I'm fighting for the title after this fight, for the IBF. And then after that, me and Loma for all four. And where are you? You're not going to get a shot, bro. And you don't know that, but we do. And that's what we did. I'm not going to fight more fights. So it is what it is, man. Talk what you got to talk, my dude. But at the end of the day, you're not becoming a world champion at 135.
Wow. That's real telling, isn't it? Ain't that something? Now, you think that was, he had a meeting with the WBO and the WBC. Do you think that was meant for us to hear? But he said it. Oh, man, did he say it. So now that that's public knowledge, and by the way, that aged very well, because Devin went on not only to be a champion at 135, but he went on to be undisputed. And where were you, Teofimo? Making excuses, losing to George Kambosos. Thanks to you, we know who the Australian is now. That's your fault, dude. But I ain't going to take any credit away from George Kambosos, because he went in and beat you, and you didn't even run it back. What you did was you ran to 140. That's what you did. You ran from Devin Haney. That's what you did. Now, I give you full credit when you fought Lomachenko. But Lomachenko wanted that smoke back. But you ran from him too. Run it back. There was money in that. Y'all fought in the bubble off of COVID. Y'all could have fought at the Hulu Theater again, rematch. That would have did good numbers. But you ain't do it. But here's the thing. You talking about Bud. My man, you got a problem named Keyshawn Davis. He sunned you on stage and your conversation was caught on a hot mic and you kowtowed to him. Then he calls you out after you said, please don't call me out. He calls you out after he wins his fight by knockout. Then he shows up at last week's event, right? And did you just bow your head and walk past him? Tough guy? Is that what you did? That's what I saw. What is going on with you, bro? Hey, man, listen. Y'all name this picture. Name this picture, y'all. Keyshawn on the left, George Camboso on the right. They dapping up, yo, T.O. pussy, right? Yeah, he show us pussy there. He's pussy there, mate. He's a pussy cat there, mate. He's more wild than the wombat, mate. Yeah, mate. Both of these men got your heart in their pockets, dogs. Name this meme. Name this. Name this pic. Make it a meme. This is funny as hell. Yeah. Lightweight. But back to him calling out Bud. Tio, Bud will destroy you. And all you'll be left talking about after you can talk, if you can talk after the match, will be, oh, you know, I made $6 million, a freaky dinky. Shout out to Richard Pryor. Y'all young cats don't know about that. T.O., stop clout chasing. You got work to do. Yeah, 140. Fight Devin Haney. All right? You're in a position of power, right? You're a belt holder. Call Tank out. Say, come up to 140 and fight me. Do that. Call out Shakur. All right? But every time you talk, I just envision you crying over your girl and all kinds of weird stuff happening. But the apple don't fall far from the tree. You're crazy like your father's crazy. And by the way, for those of you that think that Keyshawn Davis is lying about knocking out T.O. Sr., that news is actually old. It's about 3.5 years old. I remember hearing about it. And when Keyshawn, started making some news in the boxing world, we just matched the name with the face. We was like, oh, allegedly that was the kid. But let me explain something to you. I can't deny or confirm whether it was true or not. With T.O., even if it's a lie, you got to come see. You got to go see him. Even if he's lying on your name and lying on your dad's name. The man said he knocked your dad out. Even if it's a lie, you got to go see him. But you won't do it. Because we sat there and heard you and watched you get sunned on stage like a mother does. Stop calling out Bud, man. That's suicide. But wait a minute. You're crazy as it is. If Bud stopped and turned around and says, hey, man, you know what? Okay, let's do it. That'll be the last fight T.O. ever will do. That'll be the last fight he ever does. Bud Crawford ends this kid's career. Bud Crawford makes him look silly. And I swear to God, you Teofimo fans, if you're just good with him getting a payday, this is further proof why I can't stand you fans. Well, at least he got paid for it. Well, he didn't have to. This is not pursuing greatness. T.O.'s still young. He could do other things, and he has other things available to him. Why are you chasing Bud? If you really want to F around at 147, go fight Boots. He ain't got no work right now. And since you're being picky and choosy, go fight Boots. Do that, man. But you're not in the same realm as Bud Crawford. Stop the cap, man. You guys are doing too much. Bronx on deck.
Move!